definitely is, and everyone believes that they can play the next day. I suppose, in fairness to Stephen and the whole management team, they kind of instill that belief in everyone.
And he has kind of rotated, but he's a few selections.
That keeps a real honesty in the group too, which is great to have. So
when do you know? Obviously, do you know when the team is announced? Would you know that you're?
We won't know until he knows. Which is great too, because it keeps us very honest, and everyone believes they can play. So it's great to have that in the group.
You've played at Club Arc a few times. Successful minor man up there. Under 21.
Yeah.
So you'll be familiar territory for you.
Well, look at
you play well up there.
Whatever I can do now the next day, so just head the group out, but it's all about getting a good performance and get the win hopefully. So
did you go to the Dublin match?
I didn't know. I just watched it home.
Okay. What was your thoughts?
Look very strong, got a lot of strengths, but we've got a few strengths of our own, so they believe they can win, we believe we can win, so time will tell who wins.
Second All-Ireland in a year, Stephen, how does it compare to the build up to the 21s? I suppose a different thing.
Very hard to compare. I mean, if you ask any of the 21 fellas, they really don't want to compare it. I mean, we can compare when we're finished playing football, but every tournament's a new tournament and you want to win as much as you can while you're playing, so this is another stage, hopefully we can get through it.
But the experience of that 21 win back in wherever it was, it must stand to you when you're preparing for a big game like this.
I suppose it gives you belief. I mean, lads would have performed well in them games, and that gives you confidence. So, I mean, at any level, if you're playing well, your confidence is going to be up, and when your confidence is up, you play well. So, it's good to have that experience, but focusing on the next 3 weeks now. So,
you were hammered below Cork back in the league. At that stage, was it possible to see yourself in an All-Ireland final? What was the height of your?
I think any time you're playing for Mayo, you can believe that you can be in an All-Ireland final and win an All-Ireland final. I mean, it's a really high calibre footballer in this county, and we have plenty of them. So it's always that belief,
Obviously, the back door has suited you this year. Well, you had no choice once you lost your goal. Is it possibly, I won't say an easier route, but a more relaxed route? Is it? You're getting more football.
I'd say it wouldn't be more relaxed, but as you said, we had no choice. And every game was do or die, so it's good to have that kind of preparation. I mean, you had 3 or 4 games there in the qualifiers where if you lost, you were out. So, and it's the same the next day. If you lose, you're out. You don't get to win it. So, I mean, it's good to have that experience. But I think we've built up a bit of momentum from the last games. They've come thick and fast, so hopefully that'll stand to us now.
It's been hectic enough year, Stephen, I suppose, with the club campaign, and then you're running the Sigerson as well, and now it's been all go for the last 6-7 months. Yeah, it's been good, but just as I said earlier, our S&C coaches here are brilliant, Conor Finn and Barry Solon. I mean, they've looked after us and made sure that our load is right, and we've got plenty of recovery, and then when you're winning, I mean, you're not too worried about being tired or anything, so when things are going well, make the most of it,
The training was fairly intense, I think, after the goal again. I think the last interviews we done, Alan Dillon said it was the hardest training session that he'd ever experienced. Is it? Was Rodgers sort of knocking it out easy, saying, right, we gotta put you into.
Well, I think the most disappointing thing about that goal game is just that we didn't work hard enough. And I think since then, every training session we've had, every game we've had, we've worked really hard. So I think it's the key ingredient. It might sound simple and a bit of a cliche, but it is the key ingredient. So we've worked really hard, and we're still working really hard. So 3 weeks to finish that off.
This is your first All-Ireland, Stephen. I mean, you're part of, I suppose, a new kind of crop of players kind of coming through, like yourself and Jim and Harry and whatever, that haven't, whereas a lot of the team obviously have lost All-Irelands before and they've had that disappointment. You're not carrying that baggage, I suppose.
No, but I don't think the boys are carrying that baggage either. I mean, it's a new year, new team, as you said, new players have come in, so they've put in the freshness and new management. I mean, if you start thinking about that, then you're never going to progress. So I think everyone is fresh, thinking, looking forward to it, and really believe that we can do well,
It could be, I was honest, Stephen, just there the interviews in, the Dublin game was physical. You expect a fairly physical game.
I mean, if you look in most recent years, like Mayo and Dublin have been in the last 4, last 2, the last 5 or 6 years, and each time they've played each other have been really intense games. So be under no illusions, it's going to be a tough game, but we're ready for the fight,
Stephen wouldn't say what the plan was for against Dublin. Can you tell us?
I can't, I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. Whatever he says we'll do.
And just looking at Stephen was talking about the black card earlier on Sunday in the Kerry game. There was some, I suppose, contentious calls towards the end of the game. Paul Murphy, they hit the kept making minimum. I suppose, looking at it from your side, coming from minor on 21, that big step up, and I suppose physicality.
Yeah, I suppose it's far more physical. The speed is far bigger, and if you make your decisions the same way as you did underage, you're going to be punished for it. I mean, you've got to get up to speed with it, and if you make a mistake, you're going to be punished, and that's clear to see in every game. I mean, all the mistakes that are made in the games, more often than not, scores come off the end of it, so just got to be switched on and ready to make the right decision.
You head back to college, Stephen, or you?
Yeah, I'm back to college in 2 weeks now. It's week 4, so.
Right, so into
I'm in UCD in Dublin, yeah, 3rd year, so yeah.
More Sigerson again.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. So looking forward to that now, but just looking forward to the next 3 weeks more than anything. So.
And just your thoughts as a player. I know with the 30-man squad, the club championship, a lot of local people around were giving out that maybe they was called off the 11th hour. Being involved with Collymount, a successful team. Yeah. Did you think maybe for the local club player around Mayo that they were hard done by?
It's very hard to know. I mean, like I said, if you're getting prepared for a game and things are called off, it's unfortunate, but you kind of have to deal with the hand you're given. We weren't sure what was going to happen. All 33 players are 100% committed to their club and to their county, so whatever decision was made, we had to go with it, and I think it's the same for the club player too. But look, we'll see how it goes.